Hey everybody, welcome to Tennessee for the world debut of the 2025 Nissan Murano. And today I'm going to show you all around the Murano, talk about the specs, and talk about what makes this vehicle special. Now, the Murano is now in its fourth generation, and the look is new. It's bold, it's fresh, and it's got some cool stuff going on. So we got a lot of the new Nissan Ariya design elements incorporated in this Murano. The front end, we've got these horizontal streaks across the grille and throughout these daytime running lights. But my favorite design element of the front end is actually this black bar that extends the entire width of the vehicle to that headlight treatment, which is very Ferrari 12 cylindry-like. You know what I mean? This kind of black front fascia with the panel that makes its way into the light. It's a pretty cool look. Now the Murano is going to be available in a few trims ranging from SV, SL, all the way up to the top spec Platinum. And this is an interesting vehicle because it splits the gap between the Rogue and the Pathfinder, and they've brought a lot of luxury into this vehicle. So if we take a look at the inside, I'm gonna scoot past my buddy Sarah here. Hey Sarah, how you doing? So this new interior is full of luxury features. It is very high-end. Now Murano, if I am not mistaken, is an island outside of Italy, and it's the glass capital of the world, and they've incorporated some glass elements across the dashboard. And I really, really like these two-tone seats. It gives it a very premium look in here and elevates this vehicle almost to like an infinity level of quality and luxury, which is pretty cool. Now, top spec Platinums also have massaging seats, which is a very luxurious feature to have. Heads-up display, right? This two-tone leather looks great. You got this kind of tan on the white, and then on the dashboard we also have a tan material which contrasts nicely against this finish. But look at all the shapes going on across this dashboard. I really feel like this is a concept looking interior in a production ready vehicle. The two-spoke steering wheel, right? The contrasting colors and finishes and layers. It looks like we got some haptic controls here across the this wood finish for the climate control, 12.3-inch touchscreen display. We've got a digital instrument cluster as well, and when it's all turned off like it is there, it's got a really nice look as it extends all the way across the driver infotainment area, and then this little swoop there throughout the upper dash area. Now, as we make our way along the rear of this vehicle, Nissan is following some of the current design trends with this tail light that makes its way all the way across. Let's see if we can actually pop open the trunk. Are you guys good if I pop it open? Let's see if I can take command. There we go. Doing it live. So let's check out the trunk area. So we've got, of course, a 60-40 split back here. Those are going to fold down. And really good trunk space. Again, this bridges the gap between the Rogue and the Pathfinder. And historically, this would compete with vehicles like the Venza, like the Ford Edge. But I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think now that vehicles like the Venza are being discontinued. Where does the Murano fit within the vehicle lineup? What are some of its competitors? Maybe something like the Crown Signia, maybe like the normal Crown. Kind of an interesting conversation there, but looks like it's got a lot of usable space. Now look, folks, I'm at the Nissan launch event. I didn't get any time with this vehicle ahead of this event, so I don't know all of the cool gadgets and gizmos on this initial look. We'll kind of learn those later on in some more deep dives, but initially, rear quarter panel has got a little bit of Lexus RX in it. I like this little kick-up design. I also like this smooth chrome finish that starts at the front, and the blacked out roof gives it a very cool look. Let's check out the wheels on this Platinum trim. So I believe we're rolling on a set of 21-inch wheels. Very an aero-looking wheel, right? This could be an EV in its design. With how few holes are actually exposed to this wheel for efficiency and for aerodynamics. Now, talking about the powertrain, this really is the big news. So the Murano's been out since 2002, and for over 20 years, the Murano has utilized a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 and a continuously variable transmission. Well, for the first time, I'm pleased to announce CVT is out, guys. Huge news. So we're looking at a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbo engine, 241 horsepower, 261 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now, this vehicle is available in both front and all-wheel drive. So the base model you can still get in front-wheel drive, but I do believe SL and above is going to come standard with that all-wheel drive, which is awesome, right, for snowy environments. There was a brief time there where Murano was actually available with a hybrid system. No hybrid in this Murano, but I think that this powertrain is the way to go. It's going to be far, far more engaging than what we've experienced in the past. This is the right decision. I can't get over how much Ferrari 12 cylindry there is in this front end, especially with this little offset Murano. That's a good looking front end. I wonder if the Nissan logo looks like it's probably a backlit Nissan logo as well. Man, I think it's a cool car, guys. It really is a little interesting, a little bit dynamic. We've got the Nissan ProPilot driver assistance setup in here too, so we've got adaptive cruise control, lane centering, stuff like that. Maybe I can take a look at the rear seat. Do you mind? Thank you, sir. Throw some bows here. Let's see how the rear seat room is. Feels pretty good. Lots of leg room. Trying to be quiet so I don't interrupt you guys. I'm sorry. Got the little view blockers there. Trying to be respectful to the other journalists here. A rear seat room though, very impressive. That is one of the highlights for me. And it looks like we have a completely flat floor in here as well. That was definitely one of the big surprises. I was not expecting the rear seat to be this roomy. This feels like borderline full-size levels of rear seat room in this mid-size crossover. Keep in mind, there is no third row. So how does this vehicle compare to stuff like the Jeep Grand Cherokee or like the Honda Passport? Well, I think it's a much more elegant design, right? It's a lot swoopier, a lot more curvy. It's not trying to be super rugged like those vehicles. They don't have some lift kit or some big tires on it, right? This is definitely a road-going vehicle. But I think for a lot of folks, this setup might work better, right? Maybe be a little bit more fuel efficient and offer a little bit more luxury in some ways. I'm kind of surprised that with like the pleated leather and the big screens and the massaging seats that this does not have an Infiniti badge on it. Now the powertrain is related to what you're going to find in the Infiniti like QX60, turbo power with all-wheel drive, but so far folks, at least on my very early first impressions, I'm just taking you along with what I'm seeing, I like what this vehicle offers. I think that this could be potentially a great option. Now it's going to come down to value. The current Murano starts in the low $40,000 range. Where do we think the new one's going to start? I mean, if it was my guess, I'm going to say probably $41,000, $42,000, maybe topping out at about $50,000 is kind of what I'm hoping it will be. Maybe it'll start like mid 40s to mid 50s, but drop me a comment below on what you think the pricing on the new Murano is going to be. Guys, this has been a super quick first look. It's a little bit of a zoo in here. I hope you could see and hear what's going on with the new Murano, but drop me a comment below on what you think of this all-new vehicle. And as always, this has been Tommy reporting for TFL Now. Head over to alltfl.com for more first look reviews.